I've been able to stay consistent with a lot of things that years ago I couldn't have because I have routine. That's it. That's it. If you have routine, you're good. Now, the past Faith, when she didn't have routine, this is what happened. I always said I want to do these things, like, oh, I'm gonna write this book. Back when Wattpad was this big thing, I used to get on Wattpad, and if I have my old account information, which I think I can find, but like there are so many books I started and never got past like chapter 4, because eventually I would just stop. I couldn't stay consistent. I just stop, let it go, and then go back to playing like video games or just doing other things that wasn't writing. And then I go back again and be like, okay, I'm moving it, and I go back to the Wattpad and start a whole new story and end it after like chapter 4. And never keep going, never finish it, never complete what I started. Same thing working out. I would tell my mom to wake me up at 5 a.m. because that's when she went to the gym. I would tell her, wake me up, I'm gonna come with you, we're gonna be good. But I only went to the gym like 3 times before I stopped going. There are so many things that I said I want to do, so many ideas and projects, all these things that I said I want to do and never did because I did not have a routine. When you don't have a routine, you are not going to stay consistent with anything. Because here's what happens: without a routine, the only way you'll get yourself up to do something is when you decide to do it. And if you're making choices, that is wrong. That is no good. I don't want to make choices because when I make choices, I'm gonna pick the easiest choice one, or I'm just not gonna choose at all and just kind of stand here and just look around and think, huh? Well, I could do this, or I could do that. You know what? I'm gonna get my phone while I think, and I'm just gonna sit on my phone and scroll all day. That's what a choice will do to me. It will not. If I make a choice, I'm not gonna be productive with that choice. Which is why I have routine, because your routine takes that choice away from me. Now, granted, I make that routine, so I'm figuring out the choices I'm gonna choose or make beforehand, and I just follow that routine out. But if I didn't have a routine and I had to make a choice, I would not choose to keep doing what I'm doing. I would choose whatever I feel like doing at the time. And that's the biggest mistake for anybody who wants to stay consistent with anything. If you try to be consistent by just thinking about, okay, I'm going to do it today, you're going to push it off till later. And this is something I had really bad trouble with when it came to reading. I always wanted to read like every single day. I just wanted to read. I knew that was a good thing to do. And so I got a book and I told myself I was going to read at a certain time. And then that time came, I was like, should I read? You know, I got all day. I said I was going to read, so I'm going to get to it. I'll push it off. Push it off till later. Later came. You know what? I'm going to read a little bit later. I still have time. I'll get to it. Push it off till later. Push it off till later. Push it off till later, and then never got to it. You don't want to make choices, and routine helps you stop making choices. Because if you make a choice, you're going to pick the wrong thing. Not all the time. Not all the time. But for the most part, you will. And that's where routine comes in. If you want to stay consistent with anything, make yourself a routine. Literally, get a piece of paper. At the very top, put the time you're going to wake up. At the very bottom, put the time you're going to go to sleep. And then put the day you want to have, the perfect day you want to have, in between you wake up and your sleep time. And that's literally what I do for my routine. It doesn't have to be hard. I wake up at 4 a.m. So I wrote down, wake up at 4 a.m. Well, what am I going to do in the next hour? My morning routine. So from 4 to 5, I'm doing my morning routine. Okay, well, now that my morning routine is done, what now? Well, I do want to spend an hour working. So from 5 to 6, I'm going to work for an hour. Okay, but I don't want to just work for too long without taking a break. So after 6, then I'm going to go up and have a 30-minute break where I just go outside and be in nature and listen to music. That's it. Okay, well, now 6:30 is here. What else can I do? I'm going to do another hour of work. 6:30, 7:30, I've worked for an hour. Well, now what can I do? Okay, I'm going to, you see how, like, I can literally tell you what I'm going to be doing every minute of the day. I can tell you what is expected of me, what I'm supposed to do. Even with making videos like this. I make videos from 10 to 11. Then from 11 to 12, I roleplay. Yes, I roleplay. But do you see how, like, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do? I'm not just thinking, should I do this? Should I do that? No, I just, when the time comes, I move automatically to do that thing. Because that is in my routine. There's no thought here. I just look at the time, see what it says, and then get up and go to the next activity. No thought whatsoever. And because I'm able to do that, I spend 2 hours working, deep work in the morning. And then from 2 to 4, 2 more hours deep work on my business. So I work deeply for 4 hours on the things I want to do. I also have times where, I'm sorry, I thought there was somebody pulling up. But I also have times where I work out. Like I said, from 7:30 to 8:30, that's the time where I go run. And I come in and stretch and take my shower. From 8:30 to 9, that's when I meditate. Like, get you can really get the most consistency if you have a routine. You can stay consistent if you have a routine. That's it. But you gotta, like, literally make it. And some people might call this a schedule. You can call it a schedule because it basically is your scheduling out what you're gonna do every single day. But regardless if you call it a schedule or routine, you gotta have one if you want to stay consistent. Because here's another big thing. I'm sorry if this is all over the place. I really just didn't plan this out. I'm just talking. But one thing about having a routine is that if you don't have a routine and you're trying to do something, like for me, I want to write a book. Without a routine, whenever you're working on that project you have, that idea you have, most of the time you're going to be looking for signs of like progress. You're going to be seeing how far along you are, and there's going to be a point where you see where you started and you see where you have to go, and the gap between where you are to where you have to go is going to be so big, you're going to feel overwhelmed and you're going to quit. And that's something that happened to me a lot. But with a routine, now it doesn't really matter how long it takes to get there. All you have to do is show up for your scheduled time to work. That's it. And you show up every single day, you just follow the routine, and this is routine you follow every single day. Before you know it, you'll be like right here, towards where you want to go. And it's not like you have to rush to get there because you're just gonna keep following your routine out until you get to that point. And that's how I was able to make the workbooks I made, because every single morning, from 5 to 6, and then 6:30 to 7:30, I was just working on the workbook. That's it. I wasn't worried about, okay, I need to get this done at this time. I need to get this finished. No, when those times came, I worked on the workbook, and eventually, after some weeks passed, I finished it. And then I just went on to something else. Once the workbook was done, then I just said, well, what else do I want to do? Well, I want to read this one book and, like, really take notes on it. So now, from 5 to 6, from 6:30 to 7:30, I'm just working on the book and taking notes on it. So, like, you can really get a lot done if you just follow a consistent routine. But first, you gotta write it down. Write down the routine. Think about the things you want to do. And this doesn't mean you need to, like, jam-pack every single moment with work and be productive. You don't have to do that. I'm actually going to show you a picture of my routine. It'll pop up somewhere. But, as you can see, it's not jam-packed with things. I have times where I go outside and I walk around, or I read, or have breakfast, or I just relax, or I role play, and then I get some work done. But it's not like so overwhelming that it's hard for me to follow. And obviously, I don't follow the routine exactly all the time because things happen in my day, and sometimes I have to do something new, something spontaneous that takes me away from my schedule. The thing is, once I take care of that situation, I can literally come back, see what time it is, say, okay, well, now I can go ahead and start doing this, and just get right back into my routine. You feel me? But I'm telling you, if you just follow a routine every single day, make a routine, think about the things you want to do. If you want to get in shape, instead of saying, okay, I'm going to get in shape, and then just thinking about when you should go to the gym, like, in the moment, and then not going to the gym because you don't feel like it, and just not getting anywhere, say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym, so I'm going to make a routine that helps me get to the gym, and I'm just going to follow that routine every single day. So your routine could be, after you wake up in the morning and have breakfast, take a shower, you're going to go ahead to the gym immediately for an hour and then come back home. And you could do that every single day. Every single day. To the point where now it's not even something you think about. You just, after breakfast, shower, gym. Now that's kind of backwards because you would kind of eat breakfast and then shower, and then go to the gym and then shower. But regardless, you get the point. Just have a routine that you do, that you follow every single day. Instead of focusing on the goal that you want to reach, whether that's writing a book like I did, or getting healthy, or, cooking healthier, or going to see your family, or getting outside more, or gardening, or painting, whatever it is, just have a set routine that you follow that helps you do that thing without you having to think about it. And if you can do that, I promise you, you'll be able to stay consistent when it comes to any single thing, any goal you have. If you make a routine for it, you'll be able to stay consistent. Alright? Now take action, stay consistent, and make your goals happen. I'll see you later.